I was surprised, shocked, a little taken aback, maybe slightly horrified that when I looked across the room, I saw Bill Hinman. And my first thought was, what is that guy doing here? Uh,
How wild is that? Stu Alderati. He's sitting at the first ever crypto ball, enjoying his night. He looks across the way and he sees Bill Hinman. I bet his blood was boiling. And I was thinking, I wonder if he would have called someone over and said, we donated $5 million to this inauguration. And you need our money for the midterms. I want Bill tossed out on his head. I wonder if they could have got him thrown out of that event. I think they might have been able to. I wish he would have tried. Today was the first XRP Community Day. They did a bunch of spaces on X. I didn't get to hear all of it, but I listened to a good amount of it. And some people were disappointed. Everyone wants the bombshell announcement, but I thought overall it was really good. We had a big one with Ondo Finance. We're going to go over that later. Bringing tokenized treasuries to the XRP ledger. That'll be big. BlackRock's BIDL platform, bringing some of that over as well. And we got some clarification on smart contracts. They're using WebAssembly, should be quite capable, more so than I thought originally they would do. It's going to be custom built. It's going to be streamlined specifically for the XRP ledger to keep things fast, snappy, and scalable. But nonetheless, I think it'll be quite capable. Now, that's going to take a few years, let's be honest, to finish and launch and get going. Probably won't affect things this bull run, but Ripple's making progress. At the end of the day, and come up with exciting ideas. You have to execute, and as of now, things are looking pretty good. So I'm excited to see that. We see the following here. Right now, XRP approaching $200 billion in market cap and is one of the top assets being considered for the U.S. Strategic Reserve. It's got to be in that thing. They got to include your major tokens. Most people, however, miss the real reason why it might be included. And I love the thought process here. We see Bitcoin was created to provide people with a store of value that's not controlled by governments. On the other hand, XRP was created to upgrade the existing financial system. And, the XRP ledger was quite different from its original launch. It had different goals, much beyond just having a token you could send around. The difference in goals leads to different designs, different tools for different jobs. Bitcoin maximizes for decentralization, causing it to be extremely slow and expensive. Of course, it doesn't have to be like that. They could change up the metrics, but then it'd be something different. Probably wouldn't be as valuable, wouldn't be the leader in its arena. XRP, however, maximizes for performance, enabling it to onboard financial institutions. And this is why we need both. You can't do the things with Bitcoin that you do with XRP. It's a totally different design, and it's done like that on purpose. This has serious implications for a U.S. strategic reserve. This is the way we have to think. Including just Bitcoin would limit the reserve to only one use case of cryptocurrencies. It'd be like, oh, we don't care about Apple and phones and computers. We're just going to worry about social networks. So we're just going to invest in Facebook. Like, that doesn't make any sense. No one would approach this subject in that manner. Including other assets like XRP would ensure the reserve is benefiting from all crypto use cases. This is the type of diversification that makes complete sense. Absolutely. 100% great explanation by Austin King. This is the big announcement on Ondo Finance. We are bringing OUSG to the XRP ledger with Ripple, institutional grade products backed by tokenized U.S. treasuries and BlackRock's BIDL fund. And that's what BlackRock has, their own tokenized treasury fund. It's actually quite exciting. At first I heard about this, I'm like, I don't care about treasuries. No, this is a big deal. And right now, when you're on BIDL and you want to cash out, if you want to cash out of those treasuries, you get a wire transfer. But in the future, you're going to be able to get stable coins deposited instantly to your wallet that you can go out there and use. You're going to see the same thing here with this platform. So it is quite powerful. A big time investor, an institutional investor, they can lock money up in these treasuries, but if they need that capital for anything, buy supplies, whatever you're doing, you click a button, boom, you got spendable cash. In the future, you're going to be able to use these stable coins anyway, representing a natural fit for blockchain purpose built for institutional adoption. And this is the thing, just because it's built for institutional adoption, that doesn't mean retail ain't using it. David Schwartz talked about this today. He said, Most people listening to that podcast or that Spaces on X, they're not getting their USDC from Circle. But institutions do, but that doesn't mean ultimately the end customer isn't the retail investor. So you're going to have a lot of stuff like this that, yeah, Ripple is working directly with the institutions, but that comes down to us to ultimately use these systems. It's quite exciting. Good morning, crypto. Saying breaking, crypto.com announced plans to delist Tether USDT in the United States starting January 31st, 2025. We're going to see more of this. We've already saw this start to happen in other territories as well. Now, Tether will probably roll out a new product that's, regulatory compliant in the United States, but you know what? It's not the same product. It's not the same USDT that they use globally. And so this is going to fragment their monopoly in a lot of ways. And I think that's what this is about. This is about giving the Circles, the Ripples, other players a chance because, Tether is so massive and it's unfair because they don't have to meet those same regulatory requirements. Well, they're going to have to if they want to operate in these territories. That's going to put everyone kind of on an even playing field. Doesn't mean Tether's going away, but it means a lot of other players in this space have a real shot. We see Mickle saying the following: get your XRP off Exodus. And I would take it a step farther. I would say I wouldn't use Exodus for anything. Here we have J.R. Richardson. He's some sort of Exodus executive, I guess. He says no XRP in the U.S. Strategic Reserve. I'm not a maximalist. Exodus lists a lot of other coins other than Bitcoin, but he goes through his reasoning. These people, why would you go after your customers? What does Exodus crypto wallet, that's a multi-coin wallet, like no Bitcoin maxis using Exodus, I can tell you that. It's all people using altcoins. This is their customer base, and they're so stupid, they're so infantile in their mentality that they want to go after their own customers. And, they have a history of being hacked and all this stuff. Like, I would never use that wallet. You have to be crazy to use an Exodus wallet for anything, not just because they are anti-XRP. They're anti-common sense, and that's what really scares me ultimately. See the following, Mario saying the following: XRP Wells just sent 360 million locked in. XRP Wells just aped hard, 120 million coins snapped up. Price rockets 17% to $3.17. That's a $360 million power move. Most of us that have been around, we're looking at this, we're like, wow, $3 XRP. But you can see those in the know what they're doing here. They're acquiring, they're building their stacks. They know we're going higher. Binance, this is big. They cleared their US problems. Now they got problems with France. Binance gets hit with a French investigation. Yikes is right. The French authorities are diving into some heavy accusations of money laundering, tax fraud, and even drug trafficking. The question here is, they're probably time traveling in the back a little bit. What I hope is right now, Binance has everything cleaned up. I'm sure they do. If it's a backwards looking thing, that'll be settled with the pocketbook and won't affect forward-going operations. Time will show. Bitwise is bringing Dogecoin ETF. They just brought their filing here. We'll see how much patience the SEC has here. Bitwise just dropped the bomb filing for a Doge spot ETF. Are they going to allow a meme coin to make it through? And really, as long as something's compliant, they shouldn't, just because they think maybe it's not a good investment. I don't think that's their place. So I think we'll eventually see these kind of things, but are they ready right now to let the floodgates go and a meme coin ETF to actually get approved? We'll see. Really, it's not their job. Just, is this a compliant trade of a commodity, and then you have it in this security wrapper in an ETF? It probably should go through. I just don't know if they do just yet. We see they are circling back around, reloading the spot ETF for Solana. Will they finally get the okay? And I think they will. Solana, XRP, your major crypto assets, they're going to make their way through. Those are probably your next two. I don't know what order it is, but Solana and XRP, they are on the docket. They're going to get through. This is exciting. Robinhood urges the SEC to unlock tokenized equity. Robinhood CEO is calling out the SEC, saying their rules are holding back the future of investing. I've talked about this a lot, where a lot of your regular folks, they're locked out. You can't buy SpaceX until it's worth $200 billion. You can't buy Coinbase until it goes public, and all of these, various private equity type of investments. He wants to allow this to be more inclusive, to allow the regular person to jump in here and get into some of these investments early. Maybe they could do this with some sort of blockchain offering, bring down the fees a lot, the compliance costs. This would be exciting if it happens. Further, I think we're going to see traditional stock markets eventually go on the blockchain. We know BlackRock wants to do this. So this is the future of assets, RWAs, whether it's real estate interest, stocks, stable coins, it's all going on chain. We know that. Mario saying CFTC brings crypto to the table. Caroline Pam is kicking off a roundtable to get industry takes on crypto rules. So we have regulators talking to industry. How should we go forward in a sensible way? This is the path forward. We have Paul Atkins. He needs to get confirmed, but once you get him on board, this is a totally new era for cryptocurrencies and technologies, really, in general. Bitcoin versus XRP wars escalate over reserve. Garlinghouse calls Bitcoin maximalism a roadblock. Fights for a multi-chain future. Of course, there will be. We don't know all the players that will eventually be successful, but we know there will be more than one. And so this is just common sense. We're going to get by this. There's going to be some sort of reserve launched, and you're going to see multiple tokens in there. Now, maybe day one they don't. Maybe they play it safe and it's just Bitcoin. But especially once you get regulations on these tokens and they're not securities from a regulatory standpoint. We already know that for XRP because a judge ruled on it. But for the rest of the industry, the rest of the altcoin space, once that's kind of cleared up, it's going to open the floodgates. You're going to see a more fair and equal world for crypto tokens for sure. ETH, this is good to see, is stacking up users as DeFi heats up. Whether you have Ethereum, you don't, you like it, you don't, when that takes off, it's going to be crazy town for cryptocurrencies and a lot of your other altcoins. Now, it doesn't seem like XRP's needed Ethereum, fine, but a lot of other altcoins are stagnant, and this is just going to open the floodgates. Ethereum pulling numbers, bigger numbers, active addresses hitting 575,000, up 37% from November lows, daily transactions up to 1.3, bouncing back from a 12-month low of 1 million. So we're starting to see more activity, and that's just going to lead to more value. Big money's noticing. President Trump's World Liberty Financial just dropped 47 million into Ethereum and key tokens, Ethereum tokens like Aave and Link. This is going to take off eventually. And again, it's going to open the floodgates for the whole space. It's not just the U.S. government talking about having a crypto reserve. We're also going to see states start to invest and hold cryptocurrencies. It's going to be wild, people. You see Utah House Committee passes a bill for the state to invest in digital assets, advancing its Senate to the Senate for vote. And Utah is not going to be the last. All of these states are going to hold some cryptocurrencies in their treasuries here. And if the bill passed, the bill would pave the way for Utah to invest in Bitcoin and take a seat, Jack, calm down a little bit, and other digital assets. This is the future. Everyone's going to have a diverse set of holdings. Lastly, Cynthia Loomis says, you know what? If we buy 20,000 Bitcoin a year for 5 years, we can tackle the U.S. debt problem within 20. So you buy all these Bitcoin, you save them up, and down the road 20 years, we can pay everything off. Okay, maybe, probably. But the question is, where the heck are we going to get the money to buy 200,000 Bitcoin? I guess you can inflate the heck out of everything and print a bunch of money, but, we're pretty much busto. We're broke. The United States is so in debt. I don't know where this money supposedly would come from, but, I like the spirit of our idea there. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.